Hey everybody, this is Patty Negri. Welcome to the Witching Hour. Yes, that hour of the day when the veil is thin and magic happens. I have some beautiful, colorful, very magical magic for you today. I have the author, business coach, deck maker, amazing person. I have her books everywhere, Pamela Chen. Welcome, Pamela. Thank you so much for coming on.
Hi, Patty. Thanks for having me. Hi, everyone.
Yeah, I totally messed up your intro because there was just so much to talk about.
There's
And
a
it's like
lot.
a business mentor, which sounds so grown up and beautiful, Akashic Records advisor, manifesting coach. So you've really turned our witchy world into very much a business and how to get into day-to-day life kind of thing. Yeah?
Yeah, I think it was because my own journey, I wanted to create a business online, and my publishing and business kind of took off together. But I noticed that a lot of coaches, business coaches out there, didn't know how to coach people in the spiritual or witchy realm. They didn't understand energetics or magic. And so for me, I really had to figure it out, and I want to make it easier for people.
Good. That's beautiful. I mean, I am the same thought person. So many are the psychology of business coaching and stuff. But for us witchy people going, where's the magic? There's a magic. Yes, and I know on your website you do have a lot of wealth, abundance orientation stuff, which is so good in this day and age. So I know you have a new book out, right? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, so I have the Mandarin Tree. It's actually myself and my co-author Samantha Blossom, and we're both actually wealth coaches too. I met her online on Instagram and we really clicked. We actually didn't meet each other before we wrote the book.
Wow.
She wanted to write a book and I was like, "Okay, I'll maybe coach you through it." And then I was like, "This is too hard. Why don't we just write something together?" And we're both from Taiwan, so we're Taiwanese, and we really wanted to write like an Asian American magic book and really share working with the archetypes and the deities that we've worked with while we were growing up.
Oh, that's beautiful. So do you bring that into your practice? Is your practice coming from your culture and everything? Mm.
I do a lot. I do a lot of practices. Right. I do work with Kuan Yin a lot. So a lot of the money frog is in the books. I do work with the money frog almost every single day because of the abundance. Yeah, laughing Buddha. I do work with a lot of Hindu deities, which is not in our book too, but Lakshmi for luxury. Right now, I am on a priestess path. So I'm learning like Aramaic and working with like Egyptian magic, which is really cool.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, I'm a little eclectic in my world too, so
Yeah.
that's beautiful. Also, you've got all sorts of decks, like tarot decks, correct?
Yes, yes. I
So
have,
go on. I was just going to say before I got off the Mandarin, what is the Mandarin effect about? What is it?
the Mandarin tree. So it actually takes you through like a path working with the archetypes, with the guides. So there's seven that you can work with to manifest more abundance, more joy into your life. And some of it was the Kuan Yin, the Laughing Buddha, your golden ancestors, because we know the ancestors have a lot of gifts and magic for us. There's the money frog, there is the phoenix, the dragon, which is very powerful because this year is the year of the dragon, and I think I'm missing one. I forgot who.
Right.
But just like the Enchanted Crystal Magic book, you do get a ritual with each guide. You get to have a meditation, a journey to meet each guide. You can create an altar, and I do give you like a formula or system, but it's really open to what your intuition is taking you.
That's beautiful. All right. So yeah, I can't wait to get that one. So now we'll go back to the deck. So you're a tarot creator. How did that come about?
So I always wanted to create tarot because tarot was one of the first, I guess, magical tools that I've used in my practice. And I was very interested in tarot. And I think I created some decks that didn't work out. And I self published my first deck actually in 2018, Crystal Unicorn Tarot. And that did really well. So it kind of started me off on the path. And my mentor at that time, she was published. And so she got me into Llewellyn worldwide with Witchly Academy Tarot, which was my first deck. And it was really hard for me because I actually didn't go to college, or English is my second language, so writing wasn't really a thing for me. I actually learned how to write through writing business copy, like post and email. And so I really had to learn. That was an amazing deck to create. I think I got really lucky. Like, there was a lot of magic for them to give me a contract on that deck. And then from there, at first I thought I was going to run out of ideas, but it just like kept coming, and I just kept pitching ideas, and it just kind of grew from there.
That is amazing. So do you so you work with tarot. I work with tarot as well. I can't even imagine making my own deck. To me, that seems like an overwhelmment. Do you kind of go through the suits and the cards and how they work with you? So like the difference in your decks, why would this be different? Um, like say you're the academy one, because I have academy. I have a witchcraft a school, University Magicus, which is like a
Yeah.
witchcraft academy. So how is that different than say a regular deck, a Rider Waite deck, or kind of
Yeah,
explain
so
to people who might not quite understand tarot?
So the tarot is made out of 78 cards, and there is a system already in it. So the 22 majors, which is you can call like the trump cards. And then there are four other suits, like the wands, pentacles, cups, and swords. And each is related to an element. And so when I create tarot, I do create Rider Waite Smith clones. So
Mhm.
Rider Waite Smith is basically what everybody base their tarot off of, the system. And so what I do is I just create a new world. And so the second deck I created was Tarot of the Owls. So most of the cards look like the Tarot White Smith, uh, except they are owls. They're the owls doing the stuff. And even my Crystal Unicorn Tarot, I really wanted a Crystal Unicorn deck, and nobody had a unicorn deck back then that was tarot. There were tarot oracle cards, which are different,
Yeah.
right? More for inspiration, not based on a specific system. And so I just wanted to create a tarot for myself.
Oh, that's beautiful. Which is your favorite deck? Do you have one?
Oh, I think I like them all differently. The most recent one that just came out this month is the Catacorn Tarot, which was because I retired the Crystal Unicorn. And so this one I created, it's so cute, and but it doesn't give me really good readings. I get all the bad cards when I pull it. And so I feel like some decks are like that for me. I love using the owls because they're really straightforward right now, and it's really easy to read. Like, I can get instant messages out of them.
Yeah, that's good. That is funny. I do have decks like that too, and I don't quite decks that give you good readings, decks that you just relate into, and decks that you don't, and trying to figure out the difference. I think that's so cute though. So is your catacorn corn deck about cats? Is it a world of
Yeah.
cats? Show us.
So it's cats and unicorn together, so it creates a catacorn. So every cat is a catacorn, and they are related to the elements. So wands is fire, so the catacorn and wands have fire coming out of them.
So are you an artist or do you work with an artist?
I work with an artist. So most of the decks that I create, the publisher finds the artist.
Yeah.
Tarot of the Owls is Elizabeth Elba. She created the artist for Everyday Witch Tarot. And so I got really lucky with her. Catacorn, I actually found my own artist, and I was going to self-publish it, but it's a lot of work, so I didn't want to. And then US Game picked it up. And so I was really lucky with that.
That is great. So, if somebody's new to tarot, maybe they're new to the
Yeah.
craft and they're going, "Oh, I like her. I like her energy and I want to learn tarot or I want to learn this like way of being." What would be like one tip you would give somebody? Okay, here's a new deck. Would you have say
Okay.
go read the book, learn the suits, learn the major arcana, or would you just say get intuitive at first? Do you have a way that you suggest to people?
Yes. So actually, I would first pick your deck upon the artwork. So you have to like and connect with the art. And my first deck, I think that really worked for me was the Gummy Bear Tarot. It was
You're
really
so cute.
easy and it was really cute. And so I connected with it. And I would pull one card every single day. And I first would look at the artwork, right? Are they happy? Are they sad? what are they doing? Like, what are you getting off of the art? And then write that down and then look at the guidebook. We do work really hard on the guidebook. So please read the guidebook. I would then read the guidebook and jot down maybe other information that you received from the guidebook that stood out to you. And then throughout that day, I would reflect back on the card that I received. So one time I used to work at the casino. I was a dealer for 15 years. And I didn't want to go to work one day. And I was like, oh, it's a slow day anyway. But I picked a card. What happens if I go to work? And I got Ace of Cups. I was like, okay, it'll be good. But I was like, I don't want to go in anyway. And that day they made like triple the tips. And so next time, if I get that card again, I'm definitely going into work.
Oh, I love that actually. I've never done that. Maybe actually, since we're talking about one of the decks, why don't you want to do a pull for everybody? Today
Sure.
is Monday. It is Monday, June 10th.
Yeah.
When we are airing this. So if anybody, this could be a general card. So, and let everybody take it through their day or take it through tomorrow, depending on whenever you're watching or listening to this would be great. I've
Yeah.
actually never, ever had anybody pull a card on this show before. You're
Oh,
just,
really? Okay.
yeah, no.
I'll pull from the catacorn.
Okay.
Hopefully they give us a good card.
The one you don't
Oh,
think you can get what out.
they did give us a good card. Thank you, Catacorns. It's the Queen
Oh,
of Pentacles. And so I do think if you're watching this today, it is asking you to go out and maybe create your community. And that's going to bring in the abundance that you are asking for, resources, whatever it is that you're asking for in life. It could be money, it could be relationship, it could be opportunities. And so, and the Queen is about community, right? Going out and being nurturing to your community. So it would be a really good time, especially if you're a spiritual entrepreneur, to post something really inspirational on your social media. I think that would really get a lot of people to you today.
oh, that's beautiful. Okay, everybody, listen to Pamela. Go out and Queen of Pentacles it up. I like that. I think I might start doing that myself. I never pull for myself ever. I read for people
Oh,
all day long. It's odd. I don't know why. I just never got into that habit. But
you know what we do for business? We price, we pick our dates, everything for business. So I'll pull what happens if we talk with Patty on this date, and I'll pull a card. And if it's good, I'll do it. If it's not good, then I'll pick another date.
okay, I like that. So I know a lot of your focus is on abundance and how people work with you
Yeah.
with abundance. And we know that times have been crazy post COVID, post pandemic. What do you think most people get wrong? Is there? I know you do rituals and things within your books and with people
Yeah.
who work with you. What do you think people do wrong, or what's one little thing, a shift of like a belief system or a shift of actions that could just show people how much power we do have? Because you're about empowerment. I'm about empowerment. That's why I get so excited about you. Yeah.
Yeah, so the reason why I really focus on wealth and abundance was because I moved out at a very young age and I didn't have money for a long time, for a few years, and it was even hard for me to buy grocery. It was really hard paying rent. I was always behind. And so I actually used magic to manifest $1,000 one time for my car that broke down. And it was like, wow, it really worked. And so I believed. And then through that, I started getting better jobs, and it was all about, the magic, the rituals. And I think one thing to bring into your life, I guess it is a belief, but it's not, we don't just do magic for 5 minutes and that's it. It's a practice. So every single day, you should be doing some kind of devotional work, some kind of practice, whether it is to light a candle and say a prayer, intention, invoking, a deity if you desire to do that, or anything, pull a card. But it really, you should be clearing out your energetic system, right? Because we get all of, from everybody, from the TV, from the radio, to not your radio, not your station, but from the regular stations. And we're just getting everybody's energies and their beliefs. We need to clear that out. And then we need to expand our energy, because just like an iPhone, we can only hold so much memory. in our energetic field. And if we don't expand it, then that's all we're going to be able to hold, and we can't see or call in the things that we desire. So there is clearing out, there is expansion, energetic work, and just like raising your frequency, raising your vibration, and getting into the vision of what you desire.
Perfect. My belief system completely. So how did you get on a magical path whatsoever? You left home early, you were young. How did the witchy magical spelly kind of stuff come into your world?
So I moved out when I was 16, and I think for a while I was really lost, and so I went to a lot of psychics. I went to like all the psychics, and one psychic, she actually did magic. I do believe she was a witch, and she's my first mentor, and she taught me how to meditate, she taught me how to remote view, and it really worked. And I was like, "Wow." I kind of lost it for a while because, life happens, and it
Yeah.
was going. And I moved to Las Vegas from Hawaii in 2005. And I somehow went to this holistic fair. I don't by myself. I just said I need to go. And my first Reiki teacher pulled me into her stall, and she's like, "You need to work with me." Not She wasn't being creepy or anything, but she's like, "I need to work with you." And I was like, "Okay." And so I took like Reiki, psychic development, and there is actually a really nice spiritual community in Las Vegas. And so from there, there was like a spiritual center that I took like tarot and like I just got certified in everything in the world. And then it wasn't really, and I was doing magic, but I think I was only doing like the new moon, the full moon, for a while, like sporadically, or when something bad happens, I would be like, "Oh, I need to do something." And it wasn't until 2018 I actually had 2008 or 2018, I actually was diagnosed with a chronic illness, and it was really bad. And so that was when I dove deep into magic and energetics, and I used it to heal myself in 9 months. And I really believed then, and I understood how I need to do it every single day and not just, one time.
Okay, now I know why I love you. That me too. Mine was chronic illness. Told I was going to be dead by a certain thing, or in a wheelchair, or dead in a wheelchair, and I just went, no. I do magic. Why turn it there? And I completely healed myself. So it works. This magical thing world works, and it
Yeah.
does. I have to become a part of your life, not just something you do on moon cycles. It has to be how you live your life. If you gave somebody like one tip how to put that into their day-to-day life, what would it be? Like a morning practice or a daily card pull or
I like a morning practice because when you wake up, your brain is really fresh. And instead of scrolling through your phone or thinking about how painful your back was yesterday, because you're just remanifesting that, right? What we focus on is what we create. So if you're focusing on all the news in the world on your Instagram, or how much bills you have, or all these things, then that's what's going to come to you, law of attraction. And so instead, I would wake up and create and invoke how amazing your day is going to be, and actually visualize, because our brain doesn't know the difference from a memory from something we imagine. That's why visualizations are so powerful. And I would visualize what you want and really get into detail about what you desire. So a lot of our clients come to me and they're like, "I want abundance." I'm like, "Okay, what does that look like to you?" And they don't know. They
yeah,
just know the word, right? And so you have to get very clear because it means different things to everyone, right? Someone having 100,000 would be really happy. Someone's like, "I want $1 million." So you create what you desire and you visualize it and you be in it every single day.
beautiful. I agree wholeheartedly. So what's next for you? Do you have new plans for another book or another deck? Are you going to sit for a while?
Yeah. So Steampunk Fairy Tarot is coming out with Llewellyn on August 8th.
Oh,
And this
awesome.
is really fun to create. My artist is Ashley Cassidy, and she's really, really good. And the next one actually is my business partner, Alex, and I. Couple years ago, we actually won a contract with Hay House for Galactic Star Tarot. So she is a galactic priestess, and we do teach like galactic history, and we work with like the star beings and the star seeds for the other side of our business. It's a little bit different from like witch magic. So cosmic, more like cosmic magic. And so we have a deck coming out with them, and then a Kashik Soul Oracle coming out with Hay House later too.
That is beautiful. I actually notice that more and more. I've always been very elemental, very witchy, maybe
Yes.
deity, but more and more cosmic stuff is all this more and more cosmic stuff is happening. I don't personally see any conflict in it whatsoever, and they can blend nicely. Do you keep them separated, or does your cosmic world go into your Lakshmi world?
I think they all blend because we do believe that a lot of like the ancient sites, right? Like ancient astronaut theory is that a lot of the like Stonehenge or the pyramids, they're created to from maybe star beings that came in, because how would they have known how to create the pyramid or be in alignment with like on the equinox on that day? It's really crazy. So I mean, I believe a lot of things, but yeah, so we do like to share that. We do kind of keep it a little bit separate because of the audience,
Right.
of because of our business, right? And so, but we have noticed that a lot of our, you know, magical clients, spirituality, they want to go deeper, and we've already gone deep on earth, and where else can we go? We go to the cosmos. Yeah, we go up.
Yeah. Oh, I love that actually. And I get amazed by that too. Like, they didn't have computers. How did they build those pyramids? How did they know when the stars aligned? How did they know? I could go down a rabbit hole so quickly on that. Which I absolutely love. I love the unknown. I love the magical world. I could imagine living in a world of the mundane.
Me neither.
So, oh, I can't wait to get that deck too. So, do you I just love how many decks you have. I have dozens of decks too, and I use one. And I use one that's long out of print and I have to get from weird collectors. But I always keep looking for a new one. So I don't know. I'm kind of intrigued by your steampunk fairy. Do you
Yeah.
have, can you would you do you have is that do you have an open one? Would you do a pull for us? I'm a fairy girl. I'm again very
You are
elegant.
okay. Okay.
I
Yes.
am.
So I can, because I didn't open yet because I didn't do a I need to record, but I can do like a book reading.
Okay. I'll do a book reading. Today's
They have the
cards.
pictures in the book. So this is actually inspired because Barbara Moore, who's my project manager for Llewellyn, she created Steampunk Tarot a while ago. It was like really, really, really popular, one of the best-selling decks. And I think I was creating something else, and the steampunk fairy just kept showing up. It just kept showing. I'm like, okay, I'll ask Barb if it's okay if I create you. And she's like, yeah, go for it. And so this was birth. Okay, let's do another reading.
Okay, let's do another reading. Now, should this be we'll just combine the two, or should this be a more, I don't
Maybe
know.
this is like, what actions can they take? What
Yes,
actions can they take today?
I like
Yeah.
that.
Ooh. So we got 3 of Wands.
Ooh.
So the wands are the salamanders. I don't know if you can see.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Yes.
salamanders, and the I do give like a affirmation. It's like, I am manifesting abundant opportunities every day. And so I think if you have started a passion project or something with your career, then look outward, because things are being created, things are coming in. And I do think the salamander here is just telling you to keep going, to keep following that fire, keep following your passion, and it will come to you.
That's beautiful. I do love salamanders. Again,
Yeah.
fairy world. So, um, okay, I'm gonna start that daily practice. So I want to go back, and I probably now this is old hat news. How much I like your crystal magic book.
Oh, yay.
Like I was showing you early, I have school. I teach, but I've got more yellow marks in
Wow.
pages turned over in your book than almost anybody else's. So how did this come about? You're a crystal girl too. Look, it matches your hair. That's
Yeah,
so
it did. I know it did. So I actually got a color analysis recently, and so these are, I'm like a cool summer, and like all of my decks matches my color. It was crazy. and like I didn't pick them. Yeah. Anyway, so Enchanted Crystal Magic was my first book that I wrote, and it was a journey. I wrote about crystal magic because it was one of the first entrepreneur things that I did with my best friend. I think it was 2010. It was a while ago. She was like, "Hey, let's just everyone's selling crystals. Let's just sell crystals on Instagram." And so we're like, "Okay, we love crystals." So we went to like a crystal show and we just invested and spent money on crystals and we started selling on Instagram, and she's in Hawaii. And in Hawaii, and we did really well. And so from there, it was kind of like you go to the shows and you talk to all the dealers and you learn about the minerals, but you also learn about the energy behind them. So it was a really fun adventure for me. And just naturally, I learned all of these, meanings and ideas. And I was like living it. I had like crystals, 5 crystals in my bra.
I know.
And right? And so it was just like, I think your first book could be, it has to be really easy for the audience. They need to want it, but also it's like your wisdom that you already know. So it's not something that you have to like go out and research or learn. It can be something you already deeply know, which you might think everybody else knows, but everybody doesn't, right?
Yeah, completely. That's what my first book was as well. So are crystals much part of your life, your daily life practice and everything like?
Oh yeah, so I have so much crystals on my desk. This is one of my Herkimer.
Oh, wow, that's big, beautiful
This
one.
one is nice, huh? And then I do have like this is a potholite, but it's like my Akashic crystal. So in our Awaken Bliss Code certification program, we work with like codes and energy. That's the cosmic one, and
Yes.
we encode and infuse Akashic into our crystals so that every time when we grab it or when we use it, whether I'm teaching or whatever it is, we get more downloads. We can either input or receive. So this is one of the crystals I use. And yeah, I have a lot of crystals under my
Yes.
computer. They're everywhere.
Good. I love that. Yeah, me too. So, all right. Well, I am intrigued. So, how do my people go? Okay, they're going to fall in love with you like I have. Your energy, your brightness, your life force is just so pure and beautiful.
Thank
How
you.
do people find you? How do people find your books? How to find you online? So, tell us.
Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram, Pamela Unicorn. That would be the easiest way. I post everything on there, what's going on. We do have a book launch party coming up on June 23rd in California. If anybody wants to join us in Frogtown, LA. And yeah, I post all our programs, our certifications, and all of the new things. They just pop up. All of a sudden, it's like, hey, you have a deck out. I was like, wow, next week. Okay. And so everything is on Instagram.
Okay, so that's the best way to get a hold of you.
Pamela
And then
Unicorn.
okay, Pamela Unicorn, you guys check it out on Instagram. Again, check her. I haven't. I can tell she's a beautiful writer, and it's clear and it's easy to understand. Whether you've been doing it a long, long, long time, like I have, or you're just brand new, this is the first thing you pick up. I highly recommend it. So check out. Thank you,
Thank you,
Pamela, for being
Patty. Thank you,
here.
everyone.